Josh, front right here.
Hey.
We're used to seeing you every month, pretty much. So I guess how's it been, not having to prepare for like a quick turnaround and getting an actual full camp to prepare for the champion?
And it feel good to have a full camp, you know what I mean? But I was kind of enjoying the break too, because I take 2 months off and things like that. So now I let my body recover for this hard camp. So I'm very happy with the camp.
Well, I was going to ask, like, how, I guess, physically, how are you feeling after, the back? Because we kept talking about how great that run was, but physically, how are you feeling after that?
Physically, I feel strong, man. I think that my body needed that rest or something. You know what I mean? So now I feel great.
There seems to be this narrative online that, win or lose, Josh Van is still kind of going to bring the heat. Like, it's going to be a potential fight of the night regardless. So I'm sure you want to win, but I guess how proud are you in the fact that in a short amount of time, people are already kind of marking you as, like, can't miss fights?
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Because before the Royval fight, there was like, even if you lose, it's okay, right? So I don't planning on losing. You know what I mean? So I'm here to take that belt from one of the greatest in our division. So that's the goal, and I stay at that.
And I heard this story from one of your coaches. I can't remember which one, but he said, like, on day one, he put you through the ringer, and then you stuck around and you kept at this. So I guess from that moment to now, like, I guess what's been the biggest, difference in learning curve you experienced from your first day in that gym to now preparing to fight who many consider one of the greatest flyweights of all time?
Yeah, my first day in the gym, man, I was just a little cocky as a kid, that thing I was one of the best fighter in the world. You know what I mean? Now, we got the techniques and all the skill down, and you know what I mean. Just fighting for something more important now.
And with Pantoja, I think, especially the last couple of fights, I think fans kind of know what to expect. He walks forward, he kind of pushes through his opponent's offense and then looks for the takedown, submits him pretty quickly. So I guess what are his opponents doing wrong, I guess, that Pantoja can take advantage of seemingly every time he goes out there?
Yeah, like I always say, man, they give him too much respect. And you got to remember, I'm a counter puncher. So let's see if you want to rush in with that, you know what I mean? We have to wait and see come December 6th.
And I've seen a few of your interviews where people are bringing up this old versus new narrative, and you don't seem to like that. Like, I see you shaking your head right now. So what is it about that narrative that kind of bugs you?
Because, we got to give credit to Pantoja, man. He's the greatest of all time in my eyes, in our division. So this is what the up-and-coming versus the great. Yeah.
And since your last fight, Kyoji rejoins the UFC. He got that big win call for the title. Tyra was just in here, and he thinks if he stops Brandon Moreno, he should get the title fight. But when we see these great champions lose, oftentimes they maybe get rebooked in the rematch right away just because he's been the champion for so long. So is Pantoja a guy that if you win, you're probably going to have to run it back with right away just based on his resume and the respect the UFC has for him?
Yeah, after I beat Pantoja, that's the UFC to decide who I fight next and things like that. So I don't really worry about nothing else, you know what I mean? There's only one guy's in my mind, that's Pantoja.
Just last one for me. How's, I guess, life changed for the people around you, too? Because it's one thing for you to experience this, but with the people that came along you on this ride, this rapid rise, how have they handled, I guess, the new attention at the gym? And, we've seen you in your church and everything. How's the family kind of reacted to this?
A lot has changed, man. A lot has changed seeing Royval fight, Life is great. That's all I'm going to say, yeah, life is great.
So, Josh, what would it mean to bring the title back to Houston, but also represent Myanmar and have a Myanmar champion?
Yeah, becoming the first Burmese UFC fighter was a history itself too, you know what I mean? And then just not only that, becoming like a UFC champion, it would mean the world to me, you know what I mean? And for Houston, Texas, man, they show me support and things like that, you know what I mean? As soon as they hear about this fight, everybody reaching me out, like, reaching out to me and things like that. They're like, hey, whatever you need, we are here. So Houston, Texas have been supporting me.
Are you still reading all of the comments and videos about your fights?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
What's the funniest one you've seen so far, like as for a prediction for this fight?
Well, I would say funny because they be like, yeah, Pantoja, That was like, but then one of the funniest thing I read is like, yeah, he's a kid. Even if you lose, it's okay. I think that's dumb. Yeah.
Awesome. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Josh, up front. You and I talked a little bit yesterday about the diet, and there was like some comments about it, about McDonald's and things like that. There was a former NFL player, Chad Ochocinco, who was like an advocate for McDonald's. He said he ate McDonald's throughout his entire NFL career.
Yeah.
And his explanation was like, all these guys are out here eating healthy, and these are the guys that are getting hurt. And I'm the guy that's eating like shit, and I haven't had a real bad injury in my whole life. Explain that, you know what I mean? Because a lot of guys are like, man, I don't know if a pro fighter should be eating McDonald's or things like that.
Yeah, man. I get tired of eating healthy stuff. You know what I mean? Like it just look too healthy. You know what I mean? And I train like 3 times a day. So after my strength conditioning, I have like 30 minutes to go to the other gym. So you know what I mean? There's McDonald's in between. So you know what I mean? That's why I always stop by McDonald's and get burritos, hash browns, and an orange juice. Yeah.
Do any of the guys at the gym give you shit for it?
Oh yeah, for sure. My coach is like, yeah, you eating McDonald's? I'm like, yeah.
But there's never been like a weight issue or anything like that?
Nah, man, my weight is always great.
And then we've seen like UFC fighters in the past have kind of like relationships with musicians. Like we'd see McGregor and Drake, or we'd see Dustin Poirier and Lil Wayne. Is there anybody specifically music-wise that you would ever like to, I don't know, link up with before a fight or something like that? Like maybe Chief Keef or, somebody out there.
Yeah, that'd be dope, right, Chief Keef? That's who I come out to almost every fight. So, but nah, I never really thought about that. Yeah.
Josh, over here.
Hey.
Are you satisfied with your preparation for this fight, in terms of takedown defense and submission defense?
Yeah, yes, I'm very, very happy with my preparation for this fight.
Yeah, because we haven't seen your submission defense. So can you expand that?
Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen my submission defense because nobody really tried to submit me. Yeah.
Okay. How did you prepare mentally for this title fight?
My mentor is always ready. You know what I mean. I was ready for the title fight 2 fights ago. You know what I mean. So I'm ready.
Yeah. Last year, this time, you were here with Cody Darden. Right, this time you were early prelim, and then now, in just a year, you're fighting for title fight. How do you feel about that?
I feel great, man. Especially after I see myself on the poster. I look damn good in that poster. You know what I mean. So I'm very, very happy with what's happening right now.
Okay. If you win this fight, do you want to defend the title in the White House?
Yeah, when I win the fight, I want to defend the title wherever the UFC want me to defend it.
Okay. Is it your family, all your family coming? Is it your mom going to be by the ringside supporting you in this fight?
Yes, my mom is always here, you know what I mean, supporting me every fight. So, yes.
Okay, one last question. မြန်မာပရိသတ်တီကိုမြန်မာလူနဲ့နိုင်ငံတကာနဲ့အားပေးနေတဲ့မြန်မာပရိသတ်တီကိုပေါ့နော်မြန်မာလူနဲ့ဗာစကားလေးတစ်ခုဗာများပြောချင်လဲ
မြန်မာပရိသတ်တွေအကုန်လုံးကျွန်တော်အရင်ဝန်တာပါတယ်ကျွန်တော်ကိုအားပေးရတဲ့လူတွေလည်းကျွန်တော်ဝန်တာပါတယ်ကျွန်တော်အကောင်းဆုံးကြိုးစားမယ်ပြီးရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့UFC ကပတ်ကိုယူမယ်
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joshua, over here.
Hey.
You just mentioned how important it is for you to represent your country and also Houston. But what does it mean for you to represent the new era of fighters? Because you will be the first fighter born in the 2000s to fight for the title belt.
Yeah. It feels great to represent the younger generation, you know what I mean? Like, look at that shit. Like, the 20s. You know what I mean? The first
Yeah.
guy to born in the 2000s. That's history too. You know what I mean? So now I'm just feeling like every time I fight, there's history, the new history and things like that. So I feel great.
And some people have questioned how fast that you have climbed to the title shot. Do you think this fight against Pantoja is the right moment to prove people that you are exactly where you're meant to be?
Yes, I feel like this is the right time, the perfect timing. You know what I mean? So, because mentally and physically, I'm prepared.
Thank you, Joshua.
Josh, one more. Just because I know people are going to bring it up, you called Pantoja the GOAT at Flyweight, and people are obviously going to kind of clip that and say, oh, what about DJ? Some people think he's the greatest fighter in any weight class. So I guess, why do you consider Pantoja the GOAT over Demetrius Johnson?
Well, I started watching UFC fight after 2017, so like I don't really see Demetrius Johnson fight. So you know what I mean. All I see is Pantoja, and you know what I mean. When he got the belt, that was when I made my debut and things like that. So, you know, I was kind of used to seeing him at the top. So, you know, that's why I say he's the greatest of all time. Thank you.